we're back.
And we're back.
Episode 8.
Yep, even number episode. Hope everybody's been doing well since the last episode dropped. We've had quite some adventures. I had a birthday. We went on a ghost hunt. Gene Hackman died under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. It's been kind of fun, though. We went on a little road trip and
we
got some pretty good stuff.
Went to go shoot the haunting at the Levitt Auditorium.
Yes, it came out pretty well. There's some good stuff. Keep an eye out for it on the YouTube channel. That's Wicked Paranormal Team on YouTube.
Quite the adventure.
Indeed.
A lot of oogly boogly stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of unexplained. I had a lot of cat balls going off left and right. We had REM pod activity.
Yep.
SLS activity.
Sean got to experience Taco John's for the very first time.
Yeah, that was awesome too.
6-pack and a pound, baby. Comes in clutch every time.
Yeah.
Fucking delicious.
Yeah.
It's like the best drunk or stoned fucking snack meal.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I would smash the shit out of it.
Speaking from experience, I don't do that kind of thing anymore, but when I did and I lived in that town, let me just tell you, 6-pack and a pound.
Murray, Kentucky. Unfortunately, we don't have Cameron with us today. He had to take care of some family issues.
Yep, he's on assignment. We'll say Cameron's on assignment.
But he'll probably be with us next time. Get to take care of some stuff at home. But I guess I brought some interesting stuff today. I think it's your turn to go
No,
first.
you're even numbers, dog. What you got?
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you're even numbers. I'm on
right.
numbers. I started the first one.
I keep forgetting.
It's okay. It's okay.
Today, I brought... Well, this is a subject. It's supernatural in the sense that it's you either believe it or you don't. There's no evident proof of its existence, but on the same note, there's also no proof that it doesn't. What I'm talking about is the Fey, or fairies.
Don't trust them.
Yeah. They're well known and feared, especially to this day, like up in Ireland, especially Northern Ireland.
Oh, you don't want to get into the little fairies.
They have what they call fairy forts up there, and they're also called raths. I think it's like R-A-T-H, raths. But that's what they call them. They're these huge, not really mounds, but they're circular in shape, and they're basically it's like these big rings made out of dirt, and you can see them from like helicopter view. Like, they're huge.
Damn.
They're big enough to where they've had farmers like plow through them. This is what's crazy. Okay, let me back up a little bit. So they got these big huge rings like all over. They're unexplained.
Yeah.
All over the place. And usually certain trees, white hawthorns especially, white hawthorns are considered sacred, like with the Fae and the fairy. They're like the fairy realm.
Yes.
If you see a white hawthorn, like don't fuck with it. Don't take any sticks from it. Don't even piss next to it. You know what I mean? Like, they're extremely like significant in the Fae realm.
I will trust that the listeners will Google this on their own.
It's pretty crazy. There's been reports of like Farmer John over here farming, and he has one of these wraiths in his in his field, and there's been reports of farmers like plowing through them, and then they like die a week later, or something crazy happens, like all their milk goes sour or some shit.
Damn.
Or they'll start missing things left, right, willy-nilly, you know what I mean? And they say it's because they pissed off the Fae that they tore down their fort, and because they believe that they live underground, and they come up through these little rings. Any kind of fairy ring, like if it's made out of mushrooms or like flowers and stuff,
Yeah.
you're supposed to stay away from those too, because those are considered traps.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later though, but with the history of them, like I was saying, up in Northern Ireland, they're considered a mischievous spirit. And you're not really supposed to. It's not like your everyday, like, Disney's kind of paying them to where they're like Tinkerbell and they're friendly, and you know what I mean. Though there is some there like that, but most of them are treated with you don't want to piss them off.
Yeah.
Because they can like really fuck you up. They got two different courts, like in the fairy realm. There's two different courts of Fae. You got really evil ones. They're like really fucking evil. They live like around swamps and shit, in like haunted woods and like cemeteries and shit like that. That's where these evil ones live. And then you got like the regular green fairy, like the regular fairies that like they're more glamorous, but they're also, not to be reckoned with as, they're kind of like the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. Either way, you don't want to fuck with them.
Yeah, either way, you don't want to fuck with either one of them. You know what I mean? But anyways, so they got these wraiths, these big rings out there in Ireland. And they've even had it to where they've had construction come through and like build roads through them. And like there's only been sections in the road there where they took the mound out. That'd be like the only spot where they'll have accidents or there'll be like a death or something. And it's only in that spot. They say it's like cursed now since they cut through it. And it's crazy. You can see pictures online where they got these big, huge mounds. They're not really mounds, they're like circles. And then like they cut a road through it. Like they're so huge, you know what I mean? They're massive. But and there's been reports of farmers like hacking down the trees in the brush, or like hacking down like one of these hawthorn trees, for example.
Yeah.
And either they'll have problems with their tools, like not hacking it, or there'll be like an example. There was this farmer, he was hacking at one of these hawthorns that was so happened to be in one of these wraiths, and he was found the next day dead, still holding the axe.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, crazy shit like that.
Damn, that is wild.
There's been events where this one lady, was walking home one night, and she so happened to walk through one of them, not thinking, and then never seen again. Just disappeared. So they're pretty interesting spirits. I have a book that I've had for a while. It's called the Encyclopedia of Spirits.
Oh, nice.
By was it Judika, Judika, Illes, Illes. It's called the Encyclopedia of Spirits. It's pretty interesting. In here, it talks all about them. It says the word fairy has become a catch-all for the kind of continuous related spirits. In general, what they share in common are associations with wild nature and interest in human life cycles. Fairy is also a standard word used to translate amorphous, volatile, sexy nature spirits from around the world, especially if they're female. The word is related to fate. Birth fairies, those spirits who have arrived shortly after birth to announce a baby's future and fortune, may be the true fairies. They also favor teeth. Like you got the tooth fairy, that whole story from the tooth fairy. Fairies, for some reason, they treasure more than anything. They treasure human teeth, which is weird. Some believe that's how they make fairy dust, is out of human teeth. But they treasure that more than anything. That's where the whole like fairy, like tooth fairy story came from. Like, hey, because you're basically leaving an offering. You're supposed to like leave them offerings if you fuck with them. If you don't fuck with them,
they don't fuck with you.
Yeah, they don't fuck with you. But if you mess with them and you piss them off, you're supposed to like leave them offerings. Usually like milk and honey or something outside, and that kind of pleases them. You know what I mean? To where they may leave you alone.
Yeah.
Because
it definitely doesn't hurt when you piss them off. You definitely don't want them staying pissed off,
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of especially out in Northern Ireland, but especially anywhere in the deep forest you go, they got what's called Fey Traps, and a lot of people don't realize it. Like they may lose time, like because the Fey, they run on their own spectrum. They're like they can alter space-time reality and stuff.
Yeah.
So you may step in one of these Fey Traps and not realize it. Next thing you know, 4 or 5 hours gone by, and it only seemed like 4 or 5 seconds.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Crazy shit like that. Like you may be walking through the forest on a path, and you so happen to notice like a tree, and like only one leaf will be like waving at you or something.
Yeah.
When I've seen this type of shit before too. This was crazy. You may have one leaf that's kind of sitting there waving at you, like noticeably waving at you. Don't go fuck with it.
Yeah.
That's a Fey Trap, more likely.
For sure, dude. That's sketchy.
If you see like mushrooms that grow in a circle,
yeah,
it's called fairy rings. There's been reports of people walking into those and standing there for a minute and then walking back out, like only a couple seconds, and like hours have gone by.
Fuck.
It's like they've stepped into like a portal. You know what I mean? Then
my wife would be pissed.
Yeah.
Where the fuck have you been? Why have you been answering your goddamn phone?
Same thing with flowers. You see a bunch of flowers in a circle or something, and they say that those are made because they'll dance around in a circle, fairies will, and they'll leave mushrooms or fire, or they'll either leave mushrooms or they'll leave flowers behind.
Makes sense.
That's right from their magic or whatever.
Bro, if you found a fairy ring of psilocybin mushrooms, like that would be the most potent shit ever.
Hell
probably.
Yeah.
Like fucking Fey tripping, dog.
Fey tripping for real.
You might even be able to like permanently see them with after that.
Possibly, because on the subject of Fey Traps, they do leave food sometimes. You may be walking through the forest one day and you see like a picnic table and it's got like a bunch of food on it. You're like, oh, must be some campers nearby. No, it could be a Fey Trap. It looks like you're thinking with the mushroom rings.
Well, that's not going to work these days because everybody avoids everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
what I'm saying, though, is they disguise, like you don't want to eat any of their food.
Yeah.
Because you could get trapped. There's ways around getting out of their traps. there's like old wives' tales where you could wear your clothes inside out, and that confuses them. Or you can also, like, if you think one's on your heels, like following you. This also goes with leprechauns too, because they kind of fall in the same realm. But if you find one following you, or if you think one's on your heels following you, if you throw out a pocket full of change, that'll stop.
They have to count it.
They have to count it. They'll stop them for a minute because they have to count it.
Yeah. No, it wasn't change. It was something else I saw. It was like
coins and stuff.
Salt. Like when you threw salt, maybe I think that actually may have been like supernatural. But when you throw salt, or maybe it was sugar, they have to stop and count every grain of it.
It could be, yeah. They have to count stuff.
Like, dog, I'm just going to throw some of that old Morton's shit out. I'm just going to cut open the lid on that motherfucker and just throw it at you.
Right.
I'll see you in a millennia.
Yeah, they're traps, though. You got to be careful because, you know, once they get you in there, you're in there, man. And there ain't no coming. Like, that's why people go missing and shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? And like I said, there's no real concrete evidence that they do exist, but on the same note, there's also no concrete evidence that they don't exist.
Yeah.
And they're also so well known and popular over in Ireland, and especially Northern Ireland, that, you know, I mean, people legitimately, like, if you live up in Ireland, people are like serious about fairies. Like, don't be fucking, like, they'll be like, don't be fucking with them, leave them the fuck alone.
Well, they know, dude. Well, they have firsthand like experience with
it. The Irish, they believe, like, way before Christianity and St. Patrick and all them came through there, even before the Vikings and stuff came through there, they believe that the fairies own those isles, because, you know, they're basically an island.
Yeah.
They own those isles. The fairies own those. And then man slowly came in and took over. And that's why they started building forts and they started going underground. So
I honestly think there could be some truth to like fables like that, you know, like,
yeah,
they did exist, because most myth, part of it at least, lies in some type of truth. It may be a piece of a detail, but
well, it's no different than any other kind of cryptid or you know, mythological creature. But
especially anything ancient like that, like most of that stuff, it's passed down for a reason. It's almost like why humans don't like spiders or snakes. You know, it's like that shit can kill you.
Yeah, shit pretty crazy though.
Although I know a lot of people today that have zero survival instinct, like fucking zero. Like those motherfuckers are just loot drops waiting to happen. Zombie apocalypse, go to their house. You can take all their shit pretty easily.
Loot drop.
Yeah, you'll be set. And they'll be loaded down for fucking bear.
Yeah.
You know, and have all kinds of weapons. Yeah. And all you gotta do is be like, hey bro, and they'll be like, oh yeah man, it's cool, and then you just kill them. Take their shit.
Right, survival is fittest.
My bad, bro. Friendly fire.
But yeah, that's what I brought today. A little bit of
that's cool.
Little fun facts about the Fae.
That is pretty cool.
Not to fuck with them. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and preface this by saying this will be probably one of our shortest episodes to follow up one of our longest episodes. Because I did not do as much prep this week as I should have. I've just been very busy. But I do have a pretty solid subject.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of editing.
Yeah.
This video too. So
yeah.
A lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah. I mean, hell.
But we still, you know.
I've been working overtime and
still getting an episode out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For our 4.5 listeners, or 8 or 9.
We got the ones in Australia now. Shout out to those.
Yeah. Shout out to the homies in Australia.
Yeah.
Hit us up on the Wicked Paranormal Team at gmail.com.
Yep.
Or is it deadtimestories at gmail.com?
No, it's Wicked Paranormal Team.
Yeah, that's right. It's Wicked Paranormal Team at gmail.com.
That's the YouTube. You can go to at Wicked Paranormal Team.
Hit us up on either of those, and we might hook you up with some free merch.
Yeah.
So if you're one of the listeners from Australia or Germany,
indeed,
we want to send some international shit. We want to get it out there, man. So what I brought today, I debated on doing this last episode, but really didn't know how I felt about doing a podcast episode about a podcast. But I thought about it and was like, fuck it, because this is something that just fascinates me so much, because I have always felt a little kind of in tune with people, you know, and sometimes it's like I get random thoughts in my head that aren't mine. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like a string of words or something from somebody else, usually within the general proximity of me.
I mean, like a clairvoyance?
Yeah, something like that. And it's kind of weird, and it's so sporadic, and it's not anything I've ever really tried to like fine tune or anything. Even though after listening to this, I will probably start trying to do that, because who the fuck knows? Maybe I can get in touch with them.
Right.
But the podcast is called the Telepathy Tapes. So there's this woman, Dr. Kai Dickens. Or I don't think she's a doctor. Her name is Kai Dickens, and she saw an interview with a Dr. Diane Hennessy Powell, who they took away her medical license over these studies.
Oh, damn.
Because she's the one that really, really started like digging into it and being like, this is crazy. So basically the premise is that non-speaking individuals with autism, like, they can walk or whatever, and whatnot, but like they can't speak. They have shown an amazing ability for telepathy.
Oh, wow.
There's some experience.
So they're in tune.
Yeah, there's some experiments I saw like with Akil in New Jersey, and some of the stuff that they were doing where they were in separate rooms. I believe it may have been the young girl in the first episode. But they set up a bunch of different colored Legos, I believe it was, and kind of mixed them up and blindfolded the girl, like with this heavy, super blindfold.
Oh, shit.
And her mom was standing there watching her, and she had to separate these blocks into their colors. Blindfolded.
Yeah.
And she did it like with 100% accuracy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like the way that they describe it is that they're
It's like some Rain Man shit.
They're seeing what the other person sees. That's what it was. The Akil and his mother Manisha. So one of the things that they did was they used a random image generator, and Akil was in the other room, and Manisha was in the living room.
Yeah.
And she would look at these images, and then Akil would type it out on his little tablet, his little speaking device. And there was one where she looked at it, and it was just kind of like a bunch of colors and stuff. And she's like, I don't know, I think it's a food fight. It looks kind of like a food fight or whatever. And he even put the word painting in it.
Oh, wow.
Like, and it turned out it was a painting of
shit.
just a crazy painting. So like she looked at it and didn't even know what it was. So it's not like he's reading her mind so much as like tapping into what she's witnessing, what she's seeing.
Yeah.
It is really, really fucking cool. There is a doctor, a biologist, I believe, or he's a neurologist. Excuse me. His name is Rupert Sheldrake, and he came into this as a complete skeptic. Like, yeah, this is not a thing. And this dude's a neurologist. Like, he reads brainwaves and shit.
Yeah.
So he starts hooking up to these kids and their parents and stuff, and he starts seeing activity in ways that he's not ever seen before. So there's like a physical element to what's going on, and then there's like a lot
he starts getting like physical evidence.
Yeah, of like readings of brainwaves, like doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then there's like a lot of them, regardless of where they're located, it's like in their certain areas of their little pockets of the world, they have this thing called the Hill. But it's like even the kids in Israel, and that's what they call it, the Hill. Or the kids in the United States, they call it the Hill. Like every one of them. It's something that like when Kai is talking to these teachers and parents and priests and doctors who are all witnessing this stuff, when they're reaching out to her before the podcast even dropped, like when they heard about like the studies and stuff, they were talking about like, have they told you about the Hill? So like it goes deeper than just telepathy. They're seeing auras. They're getting but the auras on like not just people but animals and plants as well.
So they're using more of their brain.
Yeah, I don't know if they're using more of their brain or not, but they're doing things. And it's like there's different theories on like if it's like a next stage of evolution thing, or if it's something that was like dormant and like we used to use it, but we haven't used it, so it's kind of like atrophied.
It's just with these autistic kids.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like, well, like they say only like humans only use like 30% of their brain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was disproven.
But I don't, like they say Einstein used like 80% of his brain or some shit.
Yeah, he was really smart though.
But
Well,
he was on
I
a
don't
fine
know.
line between like super insane mad and genius.
Yeah.
He was on
There's
that
always
real-
a fine line right there.
He was on that little wire balancing act right there.
There's other things where like they're showing signs of savant syndrome, like when you're born with a skill or you have very little training in something like playing piano, like you maybe had like 2 lessons but you can play fucking Bach by ear.
Yeah.
You know, this one little girl was like, she could speak Mandarin and she could read fucking hieroglyphs, like Egyptian, like ancient Egyptian.
Shit.
Yeah, like she's like, yeah, I know how. Like,
There's people that spend decades trying to, and they still don't know what the hell they say.
yeah, some of them, yeah, dude, they still haven't decided, but like they were just like
That's crazy.
pulling them up, and she'd be like, it's this, and then they'd look up what it was, because if it was something they already knew, like a phrase or something, you know, that they looked up and then put down for her, and they already knew the answer, they would just read her mind and get the answer, or she would just read their mind and get the answer. I'm on their website right now, and I'm just going to read you what is on the homepage. In a world that often dismisses the extraordinary as mere fantasy, the Telepathy Tapes dares to explore the profound abilities of non-speakers with autism, individuals who have been long misunderstood and underestimated. These silent communicators possess gifts that defy conventional understanding, from telepathy to otherworldly perceptions, challenging the limits of what we believe to be real. For years, their parents and teachers have quietly witnessed these remarkable abilities, knowing that the time to share their truth would eventually come. But now, as the evidence mounts, the time has come to reveal what has been hidden in plain sight. This groundbreaking series challenges everything we think we know about communication and the human mind, inviting viewers to step into reality where the impossible is not only possible, but happening every day. Though emotional stories and undeniable evidence, the Telepathy Tapes offers a fresh perspective on the profound connections that exist beyond words. Traveling with neuroscientist Dr. Diane Hennessy Powell, witnessing mind-boggling telepathy tests and forging deeply intimate relationships with families around the globe. Host Kai Dickens invites you to contemplate the world through the eyes of those who speak without words. Prepare to be captivated, challenged, and ultimately transformed as the series shines a light into the untold capabilities of those who have been underestimated for far too long. Like I said, dude, this shit is like, it blows my mind how crazy this is. And it's like this whole group of people who have been pretty much cast off as worthless to society are like tapping into things that we can only dream of.
They're like on a whole another level.
Yeah, dude, they are the F out there.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Anything else going on in the world today? I know some Epstein list stuff dropped today, so that's pretty wild. There's some other stuff that dropped as well here in the last few days that have really caught. I've been kind of going on a deep dive into the Anunnaki. Have you ever heard of the Anunnaki?
No.
Oh man, yeah, that's definitely going to be a subject, but there's like hours and hours and hours and days of shit to read. Well, dear listeners, I hope you had a good time this week. I'm tired.
Yeah, we better.
Sean's tired of me.
No.
It's been a long day. I took the day off of work and went and spent 2 hours in the DMV and then dropped fucking $2,000 just to sign up for $40,000 or however much it was. After, like, if we make the minimum payments through the life of the loan, it comes out to like $44,000. So please don't forget to like and share and buy some of the merch, because this shit ain't free. Yeah, life is hard and we all struggling. No, you know, we're trying to get some ad sponsors. So, you know, if anybody wants to sponsor 2 dumbasses and Cameron from, you know, hopefully here out, we're always looking for, you know, financial backers. Plus, we have some more ghost hunts coming up too, and them things ain't free, because the one that we did this weekend is probably the cheapest one we had booked for the whole year.
Yeah.
So, and that's because we got into the facility for free. But I mean, I still had to
shout out to Moody.
Yeah, shout out to Moody and Aaron Hart for being an extra cameraman.
Yeah. Much obliged.
Shout out to my buddy Connor We went and hung out at his place. He's a listener. Yeah. But
shout out to the whole Murray crew.
Yeah. The Murray crew of the Wicked Paranormal team.
Yeah.
You'll definitely be seeing some of them on future episodes. I know Aaron Hart said he would, anything between Murray and Nashville, he would be willing to like travel to like come and
hell yeah,
do with us. And he makes a pretty decent cameraman.
Yeah.
I know the Thomas House costs money to stay at, and fucking everything else we're doing this year costs money just to like go there.
Yeah, especially the hospital where the old South Pittsburgh
hospital.
Yeah. That'd probably be the most.
Yeah.
That'd be in summertime.
And then you got to think about, like, I'm also going to Louder Than Life this year.
Yeah.
And the tickets for Louder Than Life, I got 2 4-day passes, $899.91.
God.
Yeah. $899.91. And then here's the fucking kicker. Here's the thing about these motherfuckers. When you try to travel, we booked a hotel for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because originally we were going to miss Thursday. Yeah. And then the lineup dropped and we'd like, we have to go Thursday because most of the bands I want to see are on Thursday. So it was like $472 for the 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Not bad. 3 nights in Louisville during the festival. We added Thursday night and it almost doubled the price of the stay.
What?
It went from being $472 for 3 nights to $745 for 4 nights.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it blew my fucking mind. I was like, bro, it's 300. They added 3 for a weeknight. That's a Thursday night, dog.
That's crazy.
That's a Thursday night. But this hotel's not bad. And sorry, that was just my computer falling. The hotel isn't bad, and it's got a pretty decent, like, it's not just a continental breakfast. They got like sausage and bacon and eggs and shit. So at least, like, runny scrambled eggs. It's all right if you dry them off with some paper towels and throw a bunch of ketchup and salt and pepper on there.
Yeah.
But if you've ever been to prison, which we have, you're fucking them. You know how them eggs is made, dog? Yeah. They come in a bag and they put them in boiling water until they're fluffy, and then they dump them out.
Hey, it beats green bologna.
Yeah, or the big red one, as I like to call it. You know the one, the fucking red sausage, dog?
Hell yeah.
You got to peel that son of a bitch before you eat it. You don't be eating that red foreskin on that son of a bitch, dude. The big red one. That's what I always called it, because it's what it looked like, a giant devil's dick.
Hell yeah.
Fucking, and they always served it with like the dumbest fucking, the shittiest sides too. Yeah. It was like everybody's, and it's like
you can like beat somebody with that fucking thing too.
Yeah, the only thing it was good for was fucking cutting up and making like a ramen pizza with it, like, and even then you're like, man, I'm not sure I want to fuck up this ramen by putting this nasty ass sausage in there. Fuck, dude. I don't know, like, bro, the county I was in, they would give us chicken gizzards sometimes, like deep fried chicken gizzards, and I promise you, sometimes it was just fucking rocks.
Damn.
Dog, I swear to God, they just fucking went and it was like, oh, we don't have enough. I'll just go grab a bag full of gravel and mix it in, and we'll just bread it all together, and you take a bite out of this fucking chicken gizzard, and it's just, oh, well, there goes my fucking molars.
Yeah.
Fuck, I never ate the chicken gizzards after that. They're only good with hot sauce anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, all right, well, I guess we'll see y'all on the next one.
If you have any particular stories you'd like us to share or research or any kind of topics, just let us know. You can either, if you're watching it or listening to this on YouTube, you can share in the comments below, or you can go to wickedparanormalteam@gmail.com and let us know.
Yeah, dude, leave us a message. Hey everybody, Chinry here with ads. If you or someone you know would like to run an ad with the Wicked Paranormal Team or Dead Time Stories podcast, please feel free to reach out at wickedparanormalteam@gmail.com. That's wickedparanormalteam@gmail.com.